And one. Good afternoon, podcast world, and those out here on Facebook Live. It's time for another episode of Things My Mother Never Told Me. Today, let's just y'all wish Tanya feel better because she's a little under the weather, so she won't be with us today. But we got a extra special guest on here today. Our producer and media mogul, Brandise Tyler. Say hey, Brandise.
What's up?
You know, Brandise has been the guest on here before. We had her on was it a couple years ago when you well, twice actually. Once when we talked about her podcast, and the other time she and I did a show on mental healthcare, mental wellness.
Oh, yep.
Yeah. So she's back again.
You know, I'm taking the title for the running most features. Let's go with that.
This is number 3. So you're at the top of the list now. And we got on this time because y'all know March is Women's History Month. And so Brandise is involved in I don't know if she's going mainstream with it or not, but she has a little venture going on the side where she's doing some excellent work with gym shoes and I guess boots and the like, where she's stumbled upon or found out about this cleaning process, and she takes stuff that is beat up, run down, ready for the trash can, and makes it look new.
Yes, that's the goal. Or at least that you can wear it again.
Right.
And check 1, 2. Let me see if I can hear myself. I'm listening, but waiting to hear me. I don't hear me yet.
I don't hear you.
You don't hear me either?
Well, I don't have a thing of it. Won't come up on my computer. My computer's funny.
Nope. So I'm not there yet. Okay. So you got to talk and feel until I get my sound right, because it's not here.
Oh, yeah. I see you. Say something, Brandise.
1, 2.
I'm waiting. Nope.
Yeah, I don't think it's there.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Let's do this one. This happens every time. Oh, you know what? I know which audio it is. Let's try this. There, I think I am, guys. Confirm for us, Jay. Oh, that's Jay. I must say Jason. Who was that called you Jason that time? One of them kids. Jazz, can you hear me now? There I go. Yep, I'm in there.
Oh, that's Jasmine on?
Yeah.
She must be at home.
Hey, everybody.
She must be at home recuperating.
Yeah.
Right. So Brandise has this product, and the funny thing about it is her sister gave her a LLC for Christmas.
Yeah.
And so,
right.
See, I hear the echo now.
Yeah,
right,
I'm gonna turn it off. I had it on in my ear. Could you hear it in my ear?
I heard the echo. I just heard it coming out.
I just turned it off then. All right. So I got to do a purpose, guys. You know, I'm still producing here. I'll be checking for your comments and all that in the chat. So if you see me glance away, that's what I'm doing. I'm listening. I'm present. I'm just checking.
Right. So there was no need to read Brandise's bio because y'all know who she is. Y'all seen her around. Y'all know what she's doing. Y'all know where she's been. I will say that she's a Western Michigan graduate. And
go Broncos.
Go Broncos. And so we both went to Western. That's good. And she's a graduate from King, who Cass beat in the.
Oh geez, there's that. That happened. Shout out to Cass. Congrats.
I had to throw that out
guys.
there on our journey to the state championship.
Yeah.
So Brandise, what I want you to do is like just jump right in and give us a outline of what you're doing, and if in fact you're going to go all the way with it and make it a business, or just going to keep it a low-key thing.
Okay, yeah, sure. So a lot of people's stories that I hear when they talk about how they got into cleaning shoes, right, it was because, you know, this was my only one pair that I was ever going to have, so I had to take care of it. I can't make that lie up and say that was true for me. It was just more so that I liked my things to look nice, right? Even if I was going to get another pair in another 3 or 4 months or whatever the case, you know, we play sports. So we were always getting new sneakers and stuff to play in and all that. So for me, it was just, again, making sure my shoes looked nice when I stepped out. Had to get the toothbrush. That was the old school, you know, the Ajax or the Comet and the regular hand soap, and get in there in the sink in the bathroom with your toothbrush and get those shoes clean. So I dabbled in that for a while. Just, I want to say like my late teenage years, especially high school, not so much middle school, but for sure in high school. And then of course in college, I still love sneakers and shoes. So I was cleaning them then too. And kind of more so recently, one of the products that I use is called New Life Kicks. The guy, he's out of Vegas, and he's a chemical engineer, and he developed this product. And I was always looking for, new things to try. Like, what's the hot new thing to, kind of try and get your shoes the whitest, the cleanest, or without damaging them or, having the quality of them deteriorate. They're already going to do that over time. I don't want to put bleach on it and now it's going to be yellow and all this other crazy stuff. So from me, just, YouTube University, like everybody was doing in the pandemic and, beyond, just kind of watching and studying and watching people do it. And I'm like, well, this is nothing new for me. I've been doing it. It's just now that they kind of revolutionized the products that are being used. So it's not, your regular Ajax or your OxyClean kind of stuff anymore. It's real chemicals that they are, solutions that they're creating that's made for leather and for suede that's going to really treat your shoes the best.
All right.
So I jumped back into it. I want to say maybe it's been about a year now, really kind of doing it for people. At first I was just trying products, right? Trying to get the best results before I touch anybody else's shoes. Like, I know I can mess up my shoes. I got enough to throw away if I need to, or, get somebody's shoe that I know that's not going to wear or don't care too much about it. And I wouldn't have to replace their shoes. So I kind of perfected that, I want to say, for about 6 months or so. And then finally I was like, all right, I think I got this down to a science where I'm confident enough that I can work on other people's shoes without worry that I'm going to damage them. And, put some more money in my pocket, while doing it.
That's right.
You spend $100 on a low end for like a Jordan, you may spend $180. Over time, that shoe, that the leather is gonna, crackle, it's gonna, bend and all that stuff like that. So that's normal wear and tear. But like oxidation, when it starts turning yellow, it's like this shoe is still good on top, but it's now yellow around the midsole that is visible to people. The bottoms, I still like them icy white and that translucent sole, but that mid part, I don't want it to be yellow if it's supposed to be white.
Right.
So working on that, getting, using the product on that to make sure it stays nice and in shape. You think if I bought it for $180 and possibly to somebody who's really seeking or after that shoe, and I can still have it look 5 years later in decent condition and I can sell it to them for $150, I feel like I'm doing all right.
Right.
So for me too, it's all about being able to maintain it. If at some point I don't want to dig in my savings and do an emergency bill or emergency repair or just buy myself something nice, I got a pair of shoes back here that I can grab, dust off, clean up, and sell for $100, and didn't hurt myself at all.
So you're doing the not only are you doing for other people, but you're taking your old products, you're making them look like new, and then repurposing them for people who want to get a deal on a nice Jordan.
Good shoe. Yeah, like some stuff doesn't come back. Some OG shoes don't come back very frequently. So I've had shoes, which I've gotten rid of a lot of shoes over time. But I would say I've gotten most recently shoes from like 2014 that I've sold for just about, what I paid, sometimes over market. Back then they were maybe $150 and I sold it for $250 over. Wow. Because it's still, it's still sought after and people, can't get their hands on it. It's in good condition. Right. And I always take care of my stuff anyway, so it ain't like run down to the ground to begin with. But your normal wear and tear stuff that's going to happen over time, kind of reversing some of that to be able to say, look, it still looks like it's maybe 2 years old, not 5.
Right. So approximately how long does the process generally take?
So it depends on what kind of service, right, someone's looking for. So just a general cleaning, I could knock out a general cleaning in an hour, and I call it like a basic cleaning. I charge anywhere from like $25 to $30, depending on the materials, right? So you bring me a leather shoe, easy. I ain't got to work real hard. Give me $25. I got you. I get it right back to you. If you need it same day, just get it to me in enough time, that I can get it back to you before your event or whatever you're doing. Right. And I'm not working, especially like on the weekend, right? I dedicate my weekend, Saturday morning, Sunday morning to cleaning and sitting at my table, knocking out pairs.
Okay.
Something like a translucent sole, and I don't have a shoe in here. I don't think I do. I should have brought one. But a shoe with like a translucent or gum. It's not gum because it's clear, but a translucent bottom.
Right. Okay.
Like on the Jordan 11, a lot of people know it turns yellow. Right. So if you don't, after you wear those, if you don't wipe those down and clean them, they're going to do it anyway. But to slow that process down, keep them in well ventilated or, enclosed areas with a lot of water and dirt and dust is not getting to it. That has to sit under what I call a light box. And it's basically a UV lamp or like a grow lamp. People use it, in the
for other things,
dispensaries, and all this good stuff. But I have I want to say mine is 600 watts.
Okay.
600, and I just took like a general tote from Target and put a Mylar wrap around it so it looks like aluminum foil and it reflects the light from all angles. Set it in that box with the fan so the shoe doesn't overheat and start separating. One session, like 24 hours for a small amount of yellowing can really reverse it, in just that 24 hours. So something like that, I say I start that at like $50.
Okay.
Again, depending on shoe size, like a guy with the big foot, size 12, that's more product that I got to put on that shoe for it to do its thing. A size 5 and kids, that's less product. My cousin Sierra, she bring me shoes and I be knocking them out because they so small. I can put 2 or 3 of them in a box and, get 2 or 3 shoes done in a session versus a bunch of big shoes that got to sit over time.
You said
I need more space.
You said 2 or 3 shoes.
Yeah, Sierra, thank you so much, but I be putting them all in that box at once. Getting them done.
Right. And so
yeah.
And so what's the worst cleaning that you had to do?
Oh.
Because I know I saw one that was real jacked up.
Yeah, I was trying to get my pictures downloaded here. Let me see. Maybe I could do a phone share. Let's see if it works. You let me know if it comes up well. But a guy, it was a white Jordan 11. And this may be top 5 dirtiest, but he spilled barbecue sauce on it and had only worn the shoe one time. And he never went back to it. And it's about the shoe, I want to say at least 7 years old. I can't remember the exact date. It was a Jordan 11. Right here. And he had worn it that one time and never went back to it because he spilled barbecue sauce on it and it looked like blood. I'm like, wait a minute, what y'all bringing me? This is not a murder scene, is it? I can't be out here incriminating myself. What y'all got me doing?
Right.
So you can kind of see it. Sorry if it's blurry there, but barbecue sauce, right? All over that white. That was a white shoe and the bottom should have been clear, right? So you can see it's yellowing and all that good stuff on there.
And he only wore the shoe one time.
Only wore that shoe one time. Well, let me take that back. It's a lie because if the bottom was that dirty, he had worn it more than that. But his wife told me it was like very early on when it happened. Yeah. From him wearing it, and then over time it just started being yellow because it was just sitting, at home.
Right.
So that was bad. Plus the sole was kind of separating a bit from the toe cap of it, so I had to re-glue that. But let me see if I can get to after I cleaned it, right? And it's again always like that kind of pause moment where you're like, okay, now if this don't come back right, I'm not responsible for this not snapping back to what it should be. Right. And he was cool with that, like, yeah, no, do your thing. I'm just if you can get them any bit better than what they were, then I'm happy for that. So
well, especially if you hadn't worn it in that time.
So
wow. I don't know if y'all can see that.
Yeah, maybe not a whole lot. Like I said, I want to try to download. I did download some pictures, so I'm gonna try to bring them in as we're talking, without shuffling around too much back here. But
wow,
yeah,
that is a big deal. and
I was,
how long did it take for that?
I want to say I cleaned them twice because that upper is mesh, so a lot of times that water sits in there. Right. If you don't get it out, blow it out, it turns yellow on you. And I was like, oh wait, it's doing the opposite of what I needed to be doing. So then I had to think about it, like, okay, what did I do wrong? What didn't I do? And it's funny because the guys who product I use, he's very active on Instagram. So I messaged him like, hey man, I'm using this, but I don't think I'm doing something wrong. And he was like, yeah, you can't try to go the quick route and put it in the front of a fan or try to cheat it. And I'm like, dang, how he know I put it in front of a fan? Because I did, because I was trying to dry it quick.
Right.
He's like, no, you gotta let it air dry and just do its thing and don't bother it. And also you can, pro tip for people, if you're trying to clean like fabric shoes that are white, when they dry, they're going to turn yellow. You can take like damp tissue, like just regular bathroom tissue or damp paper towel and put it on top, and it absorbs that moisture and doesn't leave you with that yellow.
Wow.
That happened to me. I wish I had pictures of this shoe that I cleaned, a white van, a canvas van, and I got it. I mean, after I scrubbed this shoe, it was white.
Yeah.
Set it in the room to dry out overnight, come back the next day, it was brown. And I freaked out. I freaked out to the point that I went and bought a pair to replace, like, oh man. But I was like, I'm gonna just hold on to them in case I can do this right. So I kept, again, researching, went back to YouTube, looking for any tips and trick that people had. And I found that one about the tissue. And sure enough, I used it and I re-cleaned it. And this time when I went to let it dry, I put that toilet tissue on there. And when it dried, the tissue was brown and the shoe was white. The canvas was white. So
the tissue was brown.
Yep. The dirt came up on the tissue,
Wow. Yeah.
So
I know, because I had cleaned a pair of white shoes that I have. They're like a mesh upper.
Yep.
And the soles were white.
Yep.
But the mesh wasn't so much.
Yep.
And you can see a big difference in it. Yeah. So I might need to bring it to you. I don't feel like
that paper towel. Yeah. Right. And that's the thing. Like, and one thing I've learned to love over like these past year and a half, like doing this and, just reacclimating myself to the shoe community in this aspect of it, not so much the buying and selling, but people are just willing to tell you like, yo, try this. I've tried this product, or, hey, do this trick with this product, or use this kind of sponge or this type of cleaning thing. And it's going to like change your life. Just try it. They're willing to share information. Okay. So if somebody asks me how to clean this shoe, I'll tell you. But at the end of the day, if you don't put the time and the effort to do it right, it might not come out like when I do it. So I'm not at all afraid of somebody being like, hey, what did you use? Or what's the product? I'll send it to them. You can, they can tell you. I respond to them. Now, it's only so much I'm going to go in detail. I ain't going to sit on here and give you a whole tutorial, because now you got to pay for my time.
Exactly.
But Rejuvenator, it's a big product on the market. New Life Kicks, New Antidote. This one does, like, you can put it on, your fabrics, your leathers. It does the deoxidation process with this product for you. Yeah. And then he has one called Just Suede. This is awesome for suede.
Hold it up, son.
Is that better? Sorry, I'm looking at these pictures, trying to download.
Wait, we got a glare. It's right in the.
Oh, okay. It's on the light.
Yeah, right.
I gotta do like the YouTube people.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. All right.
So again, New Life, Just Suede. Out of Vegas. That's really been my go-to products lately. Using those, and it's really just about application and learning exactly what to do. There's going to be trials and errors. So I would say, if you don't mind doing your own stuff and messing it up and you're okay with that, then do it. If you scared, take it to a professional, right? There are people that have levels above me, and if I have to ask a question, I would consult them or take your shoe to them and charge you whatever they're going to charge you, to clean your shoe. And be honest, I'm not going to be like, oh, I did it, and make you think I cleaned it. I'm like, I had to take it to my buddy, and he cleaned it, and I'm bringing it back to you, and this is what he's charging for that.
Right. Well, most people, to the point you're making about sharing information, most people would rather the person that knows how to do it. Do it. Yeah, that's the wisest thing. and so what's up, Doc? How you doing? I guess they're still out there. Craig Astor was saying that he
got some shoes.
The need
I got you.
He say, I'll wear 15, so I'm in trouble.
If it's leather, we good, because that's just water in the product, and I can rinse that right off and wipe it down. You easy on that.
Right. Jasmine said dropping knowledge, because she's thrown out several yellow canvas shoes.
Oh yeah.
LOL.
Yep.
So Doc, if you still out there listening, if you want to try her service out, let me know, and I'll get you hooked up with her. She's going to share information later on anyway, for those who might want to check Brandise out. And she's on. What's your social media?
I'm on Instagram at Light Skin Excellence. Okay, I'm still rocking with this name, guys. Don't judge me. It's LGTX. Oh no, LGTSKNXCELLENCE. Okay.
Right. Okay.
I haven't said it in so long from her story that I even forgot how to spell it myself. Amazing.
Yeah, Doc. Let's hook up. Let's hook up, Doc, and I'll get you with Brandise, and she can take care of you.
Gotcha. Suede, leather, mesh, canvas.
Now, what I since you showed a picture of those gym shoes. What I need do you have a picture of your of those Uggs that you did?
I have
with the paint.
I don't think I downloaded that one. It might be in here. I grabbed a different Ugg, a brown one, because people like brown ones.
Yeah. That's the basic one.
Yeah. Let's see that one with the paint on it. Because that one even, I was nervous, scared, hesitant to go into that, because I'm like, I ain't making no promises, but I will try. And she's like, oh girl, if you don't get it out, it was meant to be thrown away anyway.
Right.
Okay, here you go. I found it.
Oh, he said he said his shoes was leather, so good.
Okay.
Okay, so y'all looking at this shoe these boots right here. Look at that. Okay.
Okay, and the after.
Now see.
Paint where?
See, that don't make no sense. That don't make no sense.
Paint where? But I had to take a few different angles of them, because I'm like, I don't want people to think I'm out here making this up. Like, this was real. Like, I impressed myself, honestly.
Right. Yeah. That's crazy.
Scale this image so you can see. And this is just a general here. Typical white Air Force One, right? All leather. And I do clean the bottoms, right? I know you're going to put it back on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you got gunk and stuff in there that, again, is going to speed up that yellowing process for people that care about that.
Right.
So the I'm about to lie. I don't know. My left or your right, whichever one it is, the one with the shoestrings unlaced up, those are dirty. That's the dirty side. And the opposite of that is the ones that I cleaned. Again, so top is the, top of the shoe, and then the bottom are there. And that was, again, like a quick, he said he was going to throw them away anyway. He just wanted to wear them one more time real quick. And I'm like, don't buy a whole new pair. Just if you're wearing them one more time, I can do something and let you wear that shoe one more time.
Right. He just want to do one more again.
One more again in them.
and now he's still wearing them.
Still in them, probably.
Well, all right.
Sorry, I flipped back to it.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Cool. So
I think I didn't answer your original question about, so for now, like I said, my sister did give me the LLC for Christmas. I'll, here and there do something with it, but I haven't decided really if I'm going to do like any type of storefront. At most, I said what I would do. I know some guys in the city that, clean, go and, maybe do some hours or, work and learn, because there's always room for growth and learning too. But for now, I'm just having fun cleaning shoes. Literally, I sit on the weekend and clean shoes for hours, like half the morning sometimes, just till 2:00 in the afternoon. I wake up at 10 or something like that and just go and clean shoes, and lets me decompress and stress relief and all that. And I just get to scrubbing. I have my power tools, and I go and I'm spinning and I'm scrubbing, and I'm just in a happy place. And people can tell you, and they call me, I'm smiling, and my sister laughs. She's like, I can't believe you want to clean shoes as much as a germaphobe you are. And I'm like, I know that is weird, but I have my gloves on and my lounge clothes, and I'm just
Right.
happy. You know, if it's real bad, I put my little mask on because I don't want no particles flying.
That's
I
right.
already got glasses on, so I'm like,
That's right.
that'll stop it. But yeah, I just, go for it.
Jasmine said the blue Jordan 5s.
Yeah, I'm about to pull that one up. I'm gonna try to find that picture. Let's see.
Sharon said get you a suite.
Yeah, that would be cool too.
Right, someplace with some other stuff around where you be
in a traction,
but in a secure area too.
Yeah, that's for sure. Cause I don't got time, and I'm packing up shoes when I leave. I'm not leaving them there.
Oh,
They're not staying overnight because
without a doubt.
What we've seen, people breaking into these shoe stores, and I feel bad for them guys. Got to go through all them claims and do all that stuff. So yeah, but my stuff will be, it's here in my home, locked up. So yeah.
Right.
I try to get it back to people as quick as I can. The most I've had a person's shoe right now, this guy gave me 11 pairs, and I've had it about maybe a month now, just because it's a lot of his is that yellowing on the bottom that have to sit in that light.
Right.
And I'm not about to run my, light bill up every day, turning that light on. So, here and there, I'll let it run for 24 hours and get it done. And he's not in a rush. He's like, I'm not about to put them shoes on anytime soon. So,
right.
I just got to take my time. Yeah.
You can get them clean so you can get them messed back up.
Real dirty quick. Again. Thank you. Come on back. Here they go, Jazz. Okay, so
what's up, JJ?
I did not use any filter, right? And no filter on this, literally the shoe. Now, I can say probably lighting, like where the time of day it was, I probably started at like 5 o'clock and then flip the living room light on or something. If it was 7 o'clock after I sprayed these down and, cleaned them up. So for that, I'll say maybe that takes account into some of this difference, but
that's ridiculous.
In real life, this shoe was ashy. Like the blue had faded a lot. I didn't dye it or do anything. It literally was, like I said, that guy's product, just suede. Sprayed it, then used some mink oil to bring that, we call it that brush stroke back, like, that suede action when you move, touch suede, you move it back and forth and you can see how it does. Yeah. Like, took my time to do all that. But yeah, that's the blue Jordan 5 she's talking about.
And how long did it take you to do these?
I want to say I worked on these maybe about 3 or 4 hours. Because a lot of it was, after I sprayed the product. Well, I do a pre-treatment. So let me come back. Y'all done seen enough of that. So the pre-treatment, I use the a dual-sided eraser. It has like a gradient side and a gum side, and I go through and knock out all the surface level dirt, right? And it does fade some of the color over time too, depending on how deep some of those dirt spots are. Right. So one, you're gonna lose color on that immediately because you're knocking away up a level of that suede. So getting all that out, going in with like I'll use a X-Acto knife for hard spots to kind of knock the hard out and kind of, all right, we gotta get to the suede again. And
right.
What we gonna treat, because I don't want to treat dirt. That's crazy. So I gotta, kind of get some of that out of there. And then brush it a couple of times with like a hog hair or a very soft brush, hair brush. And then I go in with the just suede. So a lot of the work is done with the pre-treatment of the material before you spray anything, right? And don't ever use just water on stuff. I see people clean suede with water, and shout out to them because the shoe still looks great, but just from what I've seen, it really damages. If you don't know what you're doing, right. It really damages. So again, this product is not water, is made for suede specifically and nubuck materials. So then I spray that, let it dry one time, go through again, brush it back, spray it again, brush it through, let it dry out, and then as a final step to spray that mink oil on there to bring that luster back and bring that, that color, get it vibrant again too.
So y'all hear that now? She using mink oil now.
Yep.
So this ain't no run of the mill stuff now. This first class here.
Yep.
Hey, Soroya, how you doing? Yeah, so I'm trying to get my comments to come back up. They keep running in and out.
Oh, they disappearing on you.
Yeah.
I had another, I think a black Timberland on here. Let me see if I can find that one. Yep, here's the black Timberland. Again, same process, right? Dusting out a lot of that old salt and just debris from the past season. It was dusty. So when I went through that one with like a lot of, just the brush, dusting out a lot of that, most of that came out to start with. So I had a really good base to work on.
Yeah.
And then from there, same process, pre-treating it with the brush, the dual-sided eraser to get out some of those stains, and then go in and spray it with the Just Suede and get that black back popping.
Right.
And then I'll stuff tissue down it to kind of restore some of the shape of the shoe, because those have been walked a mile in. But
right. But I mean, the thing about it is that you get another at least another year.
Yeah, or the first part of winter until you can get you a new pair. Because you don't really want to wear them right in the real snow. No way. I want them to look decent. But my Timberlands are about 4 or 5 years old. Mm-hmm. And they are just now, I'm starting to beat them down because I'm like, all right, it's time. I can get a new pair for the next coming winter. But I didn't wear them when it was snow and slush out there. Like, nobody wears their wheats when it's terrible unless you don't care about them anymore. Like, I wear them on a winter day, but it's dry. Right. Because I'm being fashionable.
Right. And as long as they ain't worn the heel half down, then they should be all right.
Yep, you can go. Put them on and go.
Cool.
But yeah, definitely gave him about another 30 days on those.
Right.
Or a work boot if he was going to wear it, every day for work. For sure.
Yeah. So, I mean, you sound like you trying to get busy though. So you got room for some more people to come in and get some work done from you?
Oh yeah, for sure. I have room. Like I said, it's my stress relief. So once I'm done with them 11 pairs, and I'm just taking my time on them, because again, he's in no rush, and me, I'm just, making sure I'm doing a good job on those. But things that are immediate, I can get to, even during the week, I work, and when I get off, if there's a shoe that I got to get to, that's the first thing I'm grabbing once I'm done working to get that back to a client. So, there is space. So you can hit me up on here. I'm tagged Brandise Tyler. Send me a message, or if you're here and know my uncle personally, you can reach out to him. He can give you my contact information. We can arrange a pickup and everything, and drop off and all that, and I can get you taken care of.
Right.
Best thing for me is if you are sending something, like if you text me or something, just send me pictures, because that'll allow me to give a better estimate, right, of what I'm working with. I don't want to tell you $30 and you send me a shoe that's been drugged through the mud. Yes, I can work on it and clean it up, but it's going to take me a little more than $30 worth of work. So I am going to charge you accordingly.
Right. So Roya said, where are you located? She lives in
I live out in Clinton Township. But I'm a Detroit girl, so I make my ways around.
Right. Right. And I'm in Farmington Hills, so we can make something happen if you want to get. But she's right now she's working out of her house.
Yeah, I don't have a spot right now.
Right. So if you want to get, just reach out to me or her, and we can arrange something to happen. If you drop off or we pick it up for you. So what else we got?
I have a UGG here. I know UGG, we're almost out of UGG season. Hopefully if the weather turns in our favor at some point, but people wear them all year round. They tell me you don't wear them with socks and your feet warm, or whatever this whole thing is. I'm not an UGG girl, so I don't know. I just clean them.
Look, when I got my first pair of Uggs 100 years ago, and they said you're not supposed to wear socks in them. So I didn't, and it went, and my feet were perfectly warm in them. Nah, I wasn't crazy about the soles, but my feet were warm.
Yeah, got you. So yeah, this was a pair, weren't terrible, but you can see a lot especially in that second row, the fading on that back heel, and that's again salt and stuff. You have to take care of your stuff. I tell people, like, I can work a halfway miracle with Jesus' help. And these tools that I'm using. But for real, for longevity, even after I clean them, if you're not, using a water repellent, and I'll spray, I'll tell people, hey, I sprayed it, water repellent and stuff for you, but that's just regular maintenance that you got to do. If you out in the salt and slush, clean them off, dry them, wipe them down, or, so that stuff doesn't sit. I had somebody bring me a pair, like they sat in the salt. And I was in a hurry going somewhere, and I just grabbed them from her, threw them in my car. Okay, a couple days, I'll get them back to you. When I finally sat down to work on this boot, and I want to go and get it in here, I should stop my camera. Hold on, I'm gonna go get it because it's worth it seeing. Fill the space here with conversation. Just a moment.
Wait, right. And so, for those who just popping in, dropping in and in and out, in honor of Women's History Month, I wanted to have Brandise showcase what she's been doing, working on cleaning up maintenance of people's gym shoes and boots where they have been going through the ringer, and she's brought a lot of them back to almost new condition. And so, as she's saying, she can do some things, but it's up to you in the long run to keep them in good shape. So just because they come back looking good don't mean you can go ahead and tear them up and drag them through the mud. Drag them through the mud and not take care of your stuff. Because ultimately, the less you take care of your stuff, the harder it is for it to come back to new. And a lot of times, until she started doing this, a lot of people just throwing stuff away.
Yep, 100%. They tell me all the time, like, oh, this was on its way to the trash.
Right, stuff that was salvageable.
And if you got it like
that,
Carlos? Then heck yeah, if you got it, do it. Throw it away. I ain't knocking you.
Right.
But I'm gonna wear mine at least till I can. So here's the boot. Okay.
Look at that.
Like it lived in the salt and whatever the case may be. And I didn't notice it until I went to start working on it. Like, and it's crunchy. You probably can't.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's the top of it, soft, right? And that's the bottom.
That's like a bag of potato chips.
So before I started working on it, right, I should have, assessed it, let her know, like, hey, I don't think, but me, I was trying to take on the challenge. I was feeling good. I had knocked out about a few other pairs for people. I was like, nothing's too big for me.
Yeah. Talk about things your mother never told you.
So I started working on it, and it started looking pretty decent. So I let it dry overnight, and I came back to it, and I was like, it's still hard. Why the boot still hard and salty and crunchy? So I want to say I worked on it maybe over 2 days. And then I finally was like, you know what? I got to start looking for a new boot. Because at that point I had put work into it. I had started trying to dye the salt. And even now you can see the dye still didn't do it. It didn't take on there.
It was nothing for it to take.
Nothing for do. It was just gone. The suede gone. Everything is gone there.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, I got to eat this. So I found the boot, and I just, hit her up like, hey, I'm gonna replace your boot or whatever. And if you let me keep this one, I'm gonna just, you don't got to pay me. And she had another shoe. So I was like, just pay me for that one, and fair exchange, whatever. And now I got something to work on and practice, whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, yeah, I ain't gonna start doing that. So I'm gonna just, assess the shoe properly and let people know,
right. All
right, is this something I can do? Or if you're fine saying if it can't be fixed, then yeah, just try your best. And if not, we good.
Right.
Had that agreement set in place. And she was cool. She's like, oh my God, are you really gonna replace it? And I'm just like, yeah, just because I had started working on it. If I hadn't touched it, then no ma'am. But I had started working on it, and I, didn't want, that's my name out there. I'm starting kind of putting a name out there doing stuff and advertising, and I didn't want it to be like, oh, she tore my boot up and blah blah blah.
Right. So, but you can see the rest of the boot looks good.
Yeah, and it's just that. So that's people wearing Uggs, y'all. Wipe this salt, and even I think it says you're not supposed to wear them in them kind of conditions for real anyway. Yes, it's a boot, yes, it's whatever, but I don't think it's made for no sludge and a snowy day, salty, sludgy. Because this is what's gonna happen to your boot.
Especially if it ain't been treated.
Yeah.
And obviously that boot wasn't treated.
Yep. So here's one I was talking about, kind of the translucent.
Okay.
Sole that we love. We love to see that icy blue sole, right? And this is a shoe that I have to clean and work on for him. Right? That's what it looks like now. And this shoe, I want to say this is probably his OG pair, because this shoe has dropped so many times. Mm-hmm. This is from 18. So he just probably wore it, often. But here's what an icy blue would look like.
Mm-hmm.
So
and is that one that you worked on?
No, this is a funny story. My friend Chloe bumped a red suitcase up against her husband's shoe, and it's a very, you can't see it here, but it's a very light hint of the whatever it was from that suitcase on this thing, and it will not lift. I've been working on it for like 2 weeks.
Wow.
And it just will not lift out of this sole. So yeah, I ain't gotta replace it. She do. So I'm like, I tried. So I got I told her one other thing, some hydrogen peroxide. I seen online that people said Mike can do it. So I'm gonna try that. But again, I don't want to do too much because I don't want to damage it or impact the shoes. Right. No. For a regular person, they wouldn't care, but he's a sneakerhead like me. Like, this would matter to me if you got my shoe messed up like this. You have to pay for it, for sure. Yeah.
Well, all right. So aside from the the cleaning, I don't know if you want to talk about the other part of your sneakeritis
thing. And reselling.
Yeah,
we can talk about that because I got a problem, guys. I need support from the community. And well, the other angle I had, you could see boxes back here behind me, right? But my office and podcast room has just become now like a storage room. Hey, and Sandy, sis, if you still watching, yes, I am still touch them dirty shoes. I did clean my hands off. And I just, because for me, it's like, I love the shoes, but when you look at a shoe and see the value of it go from, I paid $150 for the shoe. True story, guys. An Off-White Air Force One, I sold it for $2,800 on StockX. Wow. So when I think if I had just thrown my foot in that shoe, I could have maybe got 1,000, maybe, hoping that somebody still has some pandemic money they wanted to spend. But without, wearing it or anything, $2,800 on StockX. So when I look at my shoes and I buy them and I love them and I do want to wear them all, but honestly, we just started being back outside for real lately. So I just started going to places in the last year to put on clothes and shoes. So I haven't been able to touch any of these shoes that I've bought.
But why would you want to?
When I can flip it possibly, or down the line, like I got a $5,700 car repair bill. Now I love my shoes, but if it just was absolutely necessary for me to buy a house, right? I've had people share stories where they used their shoe collection and just sold the whole thing and was a down payment when they bought their new house. Right? Or a new car, or to fund a repair in your home or things like that. So for me, it's really an investment. And there are days when I'm like, I can get rid of this, and I'll, post online and get rid of a shoe, $200, and maybe go buy another shoe. If I'm like, I can't touch any more money, I'm stopping myself. I only get this shoe if I sell one that I've worn and has some value still, or that I know I'm never going to wear, and I did just buy off impulse. So I've done that, but a lot of them I do want to wear eventually. But if push comes to shove, I'm not a fool. And I will sell all of these. It absolutely was necessary. Right. And I have very specific instructions. Jazz knows her instructions. If I leave this earth with all of these shoes, I do have life insurance. But if there is a situation that occurs where it is needed, she may keep some. Her and Leanne can split some. And the rest must be sold and the money given to who it needs to be given to take care of the business. So we have that established. And now there's verbally out here on the internet. So y'all go back to this footage. If she try to be wearing all my shoes, be like, Brandie said you was supposed to, y'all could keep a few pair. And the rest you was supposed to sell and give it to whoever needed to go.
Now, I think she'll do the right thing. I think.
Yeah. She got enough of her own too.
Right, she got enough of her own, so she don't need to be doing yours. and so you just, so when you get, because I know you seem to be kind of lucky, where when the shoes drop, you able to get in the early waiting list on the line up front, where you able to get those pairs of those hot shoes.
So with the craziness of the sneaker world, right, it's kind of a lot of things are now sitting in stores, right? That hype is gone. You know, I hate to say this because I know it's not true for everybody, but the extra money that people had, they don't have like they had. So they're not just buying impulse or spending $300 on a shoe that was $100, right? They're kind of, maybe I don't actually need that shoe if I couldn't get it for retail. And for me, I don't buy shoes for resale. I've been gifted resale shoe prices. Like I wouldn't have spent $600, but I've been gifted $600 shoes that were originally $200. Thank you. Appreciate it. Happy birthday, Merry Christmas, whatever. I appreciate them 100%, but I personally am not spending that kind of money. If I don't get it for the price that Foot Locker, Nike.com is selling it for, then usually I'll just miss out on that shoe. Okay. Unless it's like, I really, really need it, or I'm trying to get somebody a play and support their business, you know, in the long run, maybe you, because I know, you know, you sell shoes, you know, maybe you'll look out in the future. So I'll support a business, but on a regular day, if it ain't came out of the regular price with tax, Brandise don't need that shoe. Not gonna have it. And I'm just gonna have to take an L. But I'm in a Discord where it's people from all over, and they share information. Everybody's somehow connected to whoever, so they'll know, you know, what's dropping, or they have monitors that programs that can monitor like websites and see, oh, they've loaded up this amount, or there's this many pair on there. Go for this size, because if you go for another size, you like less likely to hit because it's not as much stock for that. So I kind of know those things. You know, they share something's going to shock drop is what we call it on sneakers app. So you know what time to be on there, when to refresh the screen so you can check out quick. I've even spoofed my location. That's how I got that off-white shoe. It dropped in, where did the off-white drop? I want to say Boston, but I could be making it up. I don't remember at this point. It was 2 years ago. And I spoofed my phone location. Okay, iTools spoofed my location, said I was there, and it read that my coordinates were there, and I was able to get that shoe. Now they banned my account for a year. Literally, I could not hit. I could not hit a single shoe, even a shoe that nobody wanted. I couldn't hit it because they had flagged my account. Because
of where you had it delivered to.
Yeah, because of where it shipped to. It wasn't where, you know, it dropped at. And I was like, what's going on? Why I can't hit? And a couple other guys in my Discord, like, we not hitting either. And we all was like, oh yeah, they flagged us. And then finally, like a year later, it all might've been a year exact, because I was like, I bet I'm gonna hit this shoe. And sure enough, it popped up. I was happy it was one that I really, really wanted. And I hit on it. But yeah, they definitely flagged me. So
Jasmine said it was Boston.
Yeah. That little insider info, you know, it's helpful, and I share it with people. I send messages, especially people that I know are into shoes. And like I said, I have friends that, you know, do resale, like not full time, but, you know, a lot of time. They make a lot of money doing resale, and I share info with them. You know, and anybody who's just looking for shoes, because I'm for the man and woman who wants to pay retail. Okay.
Right.
That black and white dunk, I want y'all to stop paying $200 for it. And I'm not knocking my friends that's doing the resale. If somebody buying that and got it to spend, get their money. For y'all who don't have $200 for a $110 shoe, it started out $100, but now Nike sees that people are going to buy it for $200, so they've gone up and started increasing their prices.
So now Nike's selling it for
Nike
price.
Is up in their prices $10-$20 in some cases on shoes that were, you know, a year ago $100. Now it's $110 or $125.
Hey, Marianne, how you doing?
So please don't buy that shoe for $200. It's not even worth it. It's so cheap. It's so cheap. And they keep restocking it online. Message me if you want help. I will help you get it for retail, and I'm not gonna charge you nothing. If you want to buy me a little ice cream cup, thank you, I'll take it. But again, so it's that, you know, it's kind of that go in between, right? Because I'm also like the person, I'm like, you know, I try to be fair. If I see the guys out here selling shoes for $100 over, I'm gonna go 65 over, because I'm not gonna miss out on my blessing, but I'm also not trying to crack you over your head. So I tread the line of, you know, I'm gonna be fair, but also, you know, I want to make money too. At the end of the day, if I can, where I can, I'll make some money. But it's tons of people who I've helped, and so I can sleep at night and don't feel like I don't rip them off, you know, people off.
Right, without a doubt. But I mean, you know, you can only sell with the mark of the bear, right?
Yeah.
Or charge with the mark of the bear, I should say.
Yeah.
So I mean, if that's what if people want to play that, you know,
Yeah, that's what I say. Go get your money. If they paying it, please get your money.
I
But
mean,
I'm telling you now, I'm not gonna pay it, buddy.
yeah, that's why I
I'm
have
gonna
a
ask
problem.
them.
That's why I have a problem trying to be in retail, because
Hmm.
I don't like selling stuff.
Yeah.
And when I was doing computer work, most of the folks I knew couldn't afford me. 'Cause what I got paid hour to do my job,
Yeah.
they couldn't afford half of that.
To
So
do it.
it wasn't right. It wasn't worth my time. And everybody wants you to do something for free. And get out of
Mhm.
here.
Yep.
No,
They
that's
want to
not
hook up a discount, and it takes work. Like having access to the Discords. Like I pay for a Discord membership, so my
okay.
knowledge and information, I'm paying that so you can get hooked up. On a latest drop information, right? And
Right,
I'm not
right.
charging you anything for it, or them going from store to store.
Hmm.
And not, there's the guys, the younger generation who's botting everything online and just got a button and they running the thing. And even that takes coding, and I'm not taking away from them.
Hmm.
But the guys who are out here going from store to store every day, checking the restocks and seeing what's in the store, and if they can buy it, is flip it. I'm not knocking their hustle. You got to pay for their time to do that. Their gas to be out here doing that.
Right.
And again, what the market is going for a lot of these shoes. So again,
Yeah.
get your money, Brandise. I'm gonna just hang back, right? If I touch an extra pair and somebody need it, I'm gonna just say, give me 50 over. You can get it for 125. I've seen people charge $125 over retail.
Right.
And I'll take 50, 60, 80, depending on what,
Right.
kind of shoe it is and what the market is.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Cool. Ooh, shoot. And so getting back to the cleaning aspect, how does I'm trying to phrase this right.
mhm.
How does it work for you in the overall scheme of things? I'll put it that way. When because you got your product, your time, you got the extent of what the damage of the shoe is.
Mhm.
So is your price scale set, or is what you do when you look at the product and see it, the item, and see what it looks like, then you determine what your price will be?
Yeah, I say it's more so of that than anything right now, just because again, if I know I can knock it out in a couple hours, it's not going to take much effort for me. I got a full shelf of product. I can do it. And plus, I always, first time people coming through, I hook you up, because I want you to come back, right? Or I want you to share or post or tell somebody,
Mhm.
Hey, now I'm not saying they're gonna get that same price because their shoe might be in worse condition or whatever. But yeah, it's really about, for me, that assessment, what it's gonna take for me to get your shoe back to what you want it and expect it to look like.
Right.
And how much product I'm applying and efforting, all that good stuff.
Right.
But yeah, or like
Okay.
again, I could say though, for like a basic leather shoe that's mildly, used and worn and just needs to be knocked off, cleaned off, dusted off, $20 to $30.
Okay. Yeah. And so how often should a shoe get cleaned?
You should be cleaning your shoe every time you take it off and put it up. This is a practice I don't even do. I started to do it once I really started getting into this, because again, a lot of what happens is dirt, not over time it's going to happen, but the dirt sitting on the shoe
Mhm.
is really what's going to do it. Like
Right.
it's going to make it deteriorate quicker.
Right.
But that's just a nice wipe down, right? Rejuvenator makes a product. I don't have any in here with me, but they're just like shoe wipes.
Okay.
Get you
Okay.
some
Yeah.
shoe wipes or disinfectant wipe, even. You ain't got to go out and buy that, specifically for shoes, but a nice, don't put that on suede, but a leather shoe, something you can just, dust it off. A boot in the winter.
Right.
If you've been out in the salt and snow, pat it dry, get that as much as you can out of there. Get you a over the counter, but like a store, and Foot Locker, Champs, maybe they still sell, or Walmart, I think, even has like new butt cleaner stuff. Just, you ain't got to be a pro, but you want to keep your stuff, up so that it lasts for you. Again, 100, this stuff ain't cheap no more. Everything up.
Right.
So
if you spend less than 100, you done did something.
you done did real good.
And,
okay.
and it probably ain't gonna last long. It looks like it ain't gonna last long. No way.
It's on its way out of here shortly
Right.
after you worn it one time. So yeah.
Yeah, because I bought some cleaner for my golf shoes. And so
Okay.
every time I play golf, when I come home, I wipe my shoes down because I want them to stay looking good as long as can. But I got some white ones that, they done They're at the point now where they need some professional help.
I got you. They need to see somebody.
Yeah, they need to see somebody. I did all I can do with them. But
They gotta see somebody.
they my favorite shoe.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
see, I got 2 other white pair of golf shoes that I won't even wear for that reason. You know, if it's
where it's headed.
Well, if it's wet outside, they're not coming out the house.
Yeah.
They just not, because I'm not getting them dirty. If it's a nice dry day, no dust in the air, okay.
All right, I might put them on.
I might put them on just to look good for a tournament or something. But you know, So without a doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of our guests, Marion Beck, she's one of the listeners on my music show.
Okay.
She said, what I hear her saying is, I have been blessed to be a blessing. And that's why she is blessed.
Thank you. That's how you make it go round, right?
Right. Without a doubt.
That's how you make it go round.
Yep. And so I guess we're gonna let you go on this, but any other tips you might have for the listeners?
Tips and tricks and tips. Don't use water on suede unless you know what you're doing. I can't stress that one enough.
Right.
Don't just throw shoes in the washing machine. Please don't do that either. That's scary. That scares me. With detergent, a leather one, you might be okay. A leather shoe, you might can get away with it, but anything with mixed materials, be very careful. And even if you're not like a sneakerhead like me, at the end of the day, right, you spent some amount of money on something and you should get out of it what you paid, even if it's like, younger children's shoes. They gonna kick about, tear them up, those, clean them before you just toss them, or clean them at least to donate them. Even that too, there's so many donation boxes and drop box and things, or shoe drives that you can say, hey Brandise, here's my budget, this is the purpose I'm doing it, and I'm certainly will work with you, like, okay, yeah, let's get these back. You're not trying to sell them, you're just trying to give them away, but you want them to look good for somebody else to put their foot in them. So I think that's always a good option as well.
Right. Yeah, because like you said earlier, there's no reason for us to abuse stuff if we don't have to. And Ken say you need to get a black pair too. Well, I don't know, because I got black golf shoes too. I got like 3 pair of them. And one of them is Jordans that Jasmine bought me for Christmas, and I'm scared to wear those.
I'm about to say, did you put them on yet too? Because I remember
I'm scared to wear them.
And even those, listen, sorry, sidebar, but even those now have resale value.
I know, and I'm kind of laying back in the cut.
Yeah, to see what's gonna happen. I'm telling you, it's
because my feet ain't gonna get no bigger. So I'll still be able to wear.
Put these on, right? Yep.
But yeah, I got without a doubt, I think like Ken was saying about you need to get a black pair. I mean, without a doubt, everybody, whatever shoes you got, you need more than one color. And if you just, especially with gym shoes and athletic shoes, you need to have at least black and white, at least that. That way you can mix it up a little bit.
Mix them up, mix them up. Go with anything. Summer, you got your spring. So let me shameless plug. Get your spring white shoes ready for spring and summer. It's upon us. It don't feel like it, guys. Don't panic. It is coming, I promise.
Well, Easter almost here.
It's clearly around the corner, but it's been cold a couple Easter, so I ain't caring about that no more. But listen, you want to be ready, so hit me up so I can clean your good stuff up and you can wear it. You ain't got to throw it out. You don't have to toss it this time. Right. You don't got to spend another $100 or whatever the case may be. Especially, like I said, for children, smaller people, I know their feet grow often, but maybe you got one coming right behind them that can fit that shoe in a few months, and you don't want to toss it out.
Yeah.
Get it clean, get it ready.
Right, and the trend now anyway is that we wear sneakers, gym shoes, whatever you want to call them, with suits
to the weddings, to church,
wedding, to
everything.
Yeah, it's not like we putting on our black leather sole shoes now. We wearing all kind of shoes with all kind of clothes now. So so if you're gonna wear them that way, then you need to keep your shoes need to look as good as everything else that you're wearing. And I know you sneakerheads, your shoes need to look better than everything else you.
That's right. I start bottom up when I'm looking at you. What's on them feet? What are those?
Yeah. You're welcome, Ray Nelson. Yeah, I try. I try. I try to look good every time I step out the house.
Oh yeah, sneaker balls. Yes, Miss Pam. Yep, Miss Pamela.
Yeah. Without a doubt, you need those, especially if you've got real athletic feet. So
yeah,
look,
that's the trending thing, sneaker balls.
Yeah. So, Brandis, we're gonna let you go. Appreciate you coming on and giving them tips. And also,
sure.
not only is she giving tips, she lives in Clinton Township. But Ken, if you want
put my info in there in the thing.
right,
Yeah.
right, information is in the chat, Ken. So I'm not going to I'm not wearing with a suit either, Ken. But with jeans and some casual down. Yeah, I'm doing that. But yeah, we can get in touch. She put her information is in the conversation. Is that where you put it, Brandis?
Yep.
Okay. And at the very least, you can get with me because Brandis is my niece.
And my number. People be weird on here. I don't want to put it out here in the thing. So DM for the number and he'll give it to you.
Right. All right. So there's Brandis's email address. So you can email her and or get with me and I get you a number. So anybody that contacts me directly, I can get her number to you.
Jazz said you did for the wedding with the eyes.
That was because that's what my uniform
requirement.
was.
Yeah,
right.
That was a uniform.
That was my uniform. And I was looking good though. So there you go.
So was
All right, Brandon. Well. Yeah. So we thank you. Look, thank you all for listening in. We're gonna work a little something out and see where we're going. I think we're gonna be off the air next week because next week is Holy Week. And so we'll be at church on Wednesday. Yeah. Along with the food giveaway we do at church on Wednesday. So it was Fly Jazz. And so that's what we'll be winning. So we won't be on the air next week, but we working out some more guests. And I'll put a shameless plug out while we on there. If anybody out there knows of somebody who's a worthy guest to be on the show, hit me up.
Yes.
And we'll vet them and see what they're talking about and see if we can have them on the show.
That's right. Right. Send them our way.
Right. But until then, y'all have a good week. Be blessed. And we out of here. Take care.